Good morning, friends. This is Daddy Day Trader with Accountability Series Day 11. And it was a slow morning. I had a couple quick trades on BMRA pre-market. Cut those really quickly as they weren't going up above VWAP. They were hesitating. So I got out of those. I was down like 17 cents. And then it was kind of crickets until about 8:22 when I took a few more trades on BMRA, and the first two trades were, I lost about a penny a share, and that was frustrating because I went down from, minus 17 cents, now I'm down 70 cents. It's getting later in the morning. I don't really want to keep trading. I've had two poor trades, or at least two trades that didn't go in my favor. They weren't outside of my trade book. They were break of VWAP trades, but they were still put me further in the red. So I kept I stuck around a little longer, and then BMRA dipped below VWAP, but then it started coming back up with some decent volume. So I took one last trade, and that trade worked out well as I went from negative 70 cents to plus 79 cents. So that's where I called it today. I'm in the green, 79 cents. Awesome. After a frustratingly long morning of waiting and missing a couple really strong pushes, PBLA had a really strong push from VWAP up from 60 cents all the way to $1.03. And I have a recap of the beginning of that particular push above VWAP and kind of how it was hesitating at VWAP. So it was a trade I didn't take because I wasn't quite sure it was going to work out. And I may have been able to get in on that one and not get stopped out, but it was fluctuating within my 1% stop loss pretty frequently as it was going up. So I don't know if I would have been able to stay in it. I might have just had more losses, but it did go from 60 cents to $1.03. So crazy move, and I wanted to review the beginning of it because there was a point at that time in that stock when I could have bought it for 59 cents. The bid and the ask were the same, and that would have been the exact moment to buy it. But I don't know. I mean, that's kind of hard to. It's hindsight's 2020. But it was interesting to see the bid and the ask at 59 cents for a couple seconds. Had I had my wits about me, that could have been the perfect entry, because after that it went up to 63 cents on the ask, and then the bid eventually caught up. So it's good to look at it, recap on it, because that was an interesting one that could have been a huge winner had I traded it. But I feel like it might have been one of those where you had to get in and get out a couple times, so you're getting stopped out before it actually went. So I'm not sure how many times I would have been able to do that before I just would have given up on it. It could have been 2 or 3 bad trades in a row. Now you're down $1.50. Do you want to keep going? Oh, now it's going, and you missed it. So it wasn't a super clean break of VWAP, but one I wanted to review regardless because it was quite a winner. And then I also included a quick review of my BMRA trades. So stay tuned for after this and check those out. Let's see. Hope you enjoyed my mountain minutes this weekend. Got to get out and get some nature hiking in, which was nice. But today was kind of interesting because the leading gappers from pre-market ended up selling off and being replaced by some other ones that were very strong. So maybe a note to myself is, don't get super attached to the leading gappers in the morning pre-market. They could just get knocked out by some different ones that are better. And the different ones I wasn't watching as closely because they weren't leading gappers at market open, but they became those. So they had a couple good trades on those. It was CUEN, and then one other one I didn't trade. But so one thing for my mental notes is, don't get too attached to the leading gappers, especially if they're only up 50%. And then look for some new opportunities, some fresh stocks that are coming up, because today after market open, gappers presented themselves that were better than the pre-market gappers. So something for me to consider and think about moving forward. And that's a mental note I'll take. But it's Monday, it's December, the holidays. I don't know if people are, taking a lot of risk and trading a lot right now, but it doesn't seem like it. And I got green today. I'm super stoked about that. 80 cents, 79 cents green was more than I was expecting. I went from red to green, and that's always a good feeling. And I did it with staying within my trade book and not. There were some times today that I really wanted to trade some stuff that was breaking high a day, but I didn't. I resisted. And I feel like I was rewarded for being patient. I waited. I didn't catch like a super huge move, but I still got a decent move. It was at least 4 or 5% move. I didn't catch all of that, but it took me from red to green. And I didn't hit my $2 goal, but 80 cents is almost half that goal. So I'd say I did a good job today. Trading my trade book very well, staying within my lane, not boredom trading, not frustration trading. So I think it's a win. And as I'm here more and I stick around longer, I will catch those PBLA moves that you'll see in the recap at the end of this video. And I think I'm excited about that. So I'm going to keep at this. Be back tomorrow for another day. Stay tuned for those recaps. Hope you enjoy them. And this has been a Daddy Day Trader Accountability Series Day 11. All right, guys, take care. All right, so let's do a quick review of this BMRA trade that I just took. Let's see. So I had it at 821 as it was coming up. So this one's been kind of grinding below VWAP. It was a leading gapper this morning, but since then, since the opening, it's sold off. So I had it on my side chart, and I traded it here for the break of VWAP as it was going up with volume. And I sold out, and then I hesitated, so I actually sold it before my 1% stop. So I lost about a penny on that one per share. And then the next time I bought it at 822. So again, for this second break of VWAP as it was coming up above 54. And then I sold it for another 1 cent loss because it looked weak and was dipping down, which it then went all the way down to 146. So I'm glad I got out. So at this point, I'm down, 70 cents on the day. I'm in red. Not very excited about that. Disappointed. Kind of been sitting here since 5:30. It's 3 hours later. Barely have any trades. The last 2 trades I take are red. So I did take a step back and I said, okay, I feel like I should be done. I'm set. I've gone from, 16 cents negative to I'm now 70 cents negative, which is a pretty big difference. But I did keep watching this one. Sometimes they will do a huge recovery back above VWAP. So it hadn't broken down yet. And I then traded it here as it was coming back up, showing some strength. I bought in at $1.54 as it was breaking this high right here, this previous high. And it immediately went up, and I sold some shares at $1.59, which is my 3% profit target. And then I reset my hotkey to break even and 4%. But against my rules, I saw that my P&L was from negative 70 to now it was positive 80. So I felt like I really wanted to have a green day, and instead of letting my hotkey play out, I cut it early and I sold the rest of my shares for $1.59. Now, had I kept them, they'd still be in play. It would have been a 154 break even. So had it gone to 154, it would have sold them here, but it hasn't gone down to that level yet. And it's gone as high as 162. So I definitely would have squeezed out a couple more, pennies on this one had I kept it. But my psychology today was, geez, I've been red since my first trade this morning. I don't really want to stay red. I have a chance to be green. I can wear my green hat. And then right there, right in front of us, I would have got stopped out. Probably would have eaten away all my profits. It went down quite a bit. And so I'm happy I did what I did. I would have sold maybe some at 162 automatically. And then I would have got stopped out for the rest of my shares. And it wouldn't have been quite as good of a trade. So I'm happy I did what I did. It was against my rule of holding, but this one wasn't exactly going parabolic. And when it starts to trade sideways, why take the risk of being in it for very long? So I think getting rid of your shares when something's now trading sideways is okay. Most of the big moves you're going to see aren't looking like this. They're going to start off with like these two candles here, and then this candle is going to keep going. So I may have cut it a little too early, but as you can see, it's now below. So a fair trade. I'm up because of this particular last trade I did, and I'm pleased about that. So that's the review of this one. I took 3 trades on it at 8:30ish, and ended up going from a minus 70 cents to a plus 79 cents. So that's a win. All right, that's the recap of BMRA. Okay, guys, let's take a look at this move on PBLA. So I had it loaded up on my screen, and as you can see, it was slowly moving up towards VWAP. It's got topping tails, not a ton of volume, and then around 646 or something like that, it starts to squeeze up through VWAP, and I'm watching it, but it's kind of jumping around quite a bit, like it's going up a couple cents and then dropping back down. The spreads are a little bigger, but let's watch this go and see what happens. And I did not end up trading this, but as of right now, this one is at 96 cents. So from here, it goes up another 36 cents. And so to me, this is another example of something that I should have traded, but I didn't. So let's I'm going to play it and let's watch it go. All right, so it's at 60 cents. It's at 60 cents. Okay, it's above VWAP. Could have bought it here. Oh, hesitating. Down to 59 on the bid. Okay, down to 59 on the bid. What's it going to do? Had I bought at 60, I would have been stopped out right here at 59. Okay, now we're right at VWAP. We got a cent spread, which is a lot for a stock at this level. Okay, watching it. Now what I should have done was right here, I just paused it. You've got what is that? Almost a 3-cent spread. But you've got 59 holding. So let's see what happens. So we could have bought it at 61.85. We probably would have been stopped out. Now it's at 62. So still jumping around. I don't know if I would have been able to stay in this. And then check that out. It just pops. So a little bit of a hesitation here. And again, I don't know if I would have been able to stay in it, but I'm I'm watching the live price action right now. Now it's at $1.02. It's up 121%. Crazy, right? So just wanted to record that because it was a good example of one that I kind of had on my watch list and was had on my side chart all morning and did what I expected it to do eventually and went up quite a bit, and I didn't trade it. So just I wanted to get a live example for myself and understand that I should have traded this one. So in the future, maybe that'll be something I can do. So what happens with this one is it actually goes all the way back down to VWAP, and then it comes right back, and then it comes back up all the way to $1.03. So 30+% or 40+% from the VWAP line. Amazing. All right. So that's the recap of PBLA with that break at VWAP. It wasn't a super clean break, so that's kind of why I wasn't trading it, and it didn't have a strong lead up, at least in these candles here. But incredible follow through, and definitely could have traded it, but didn't. So we'll catch the next one. All right, thanks.